So safe handling is very much needed to prevent to prevent errors, treatment errors for patient, also to promote patient safety. And second one is to cost cutting. What happens if you're not maintaining the equipments properly? We need to change the equipment very frequently, which is again increasing cost on our company. That should not happen. Okay. And commonly used medical equipments in our ambulance or stethoscope, sphygmomanometer. What is sphygmomanometer?
ma'am. BP
BP. Very good.
Blood pressure.
Okay, nice. Enough. Thank you. So stethoscope. Very much, whenever you check the BP, you Kapil, mute yourself. Whenever you check, blood pressure, you use stethoscope, and if you want to auscultate some lung sounds, you will be using right? So it is very frequently used in ambulance services. But what happens? You will not maintain it properly. You will not clean the earpiece properly, and you will not inspect the tubing for any cracks or damage, which is not good. Any simple equipment you use, after usage, disinfecting, that is also very important. After using of stethoscope, you need to clear the earpieces with clean the earpiece with alcohol swabs. Okay. And also before starting your shift, whether your steth is working properly. Okay. Is there any cracking of the tube? Basic thing, like for each and equipment, you need to inspect for any visual damage, whether it is working properly or not. Daily checking of inventory is needed. Your stethoscope also should have an inventory check, right? If anything, if there is any inventory, for example, like simple pulse oximeter, that also should go to your inventory checklist, saying that today when I start my shift, whether all the equipments are in place or not. If there is something missing, you need to immediately question your staff who is giving handover to you, why it is missing. Is there any problem? Did you send it for any replacement? All these questions you need to ask your relievers. Got it? Otherwise you will be in trouble. If some big equipment is missing, if someone asks you, who will be accountable? Because you relieved your staff. That is important. Also, after usage, disinfecting the stethoscope is also important, because one patient to other patient, there is chance of spreading infection, right? When I talk about HIC, healthcare associated infections. So what happens if you're treating that, if you're using the same equipment without proper disinfection, you're equally spreading infection from one patient to other patient, which is not good. Okay. So proper cleaning is also important. Second one is sphygmomanometer. That means your BP apparatus. Whenever there is a patient in your ambulance, first thing you do is basic vitals, right? Temperature, BP, pulse. You will be monitoring all the vitals of the patient. So handling a BP apparatus, commonly known as a BP, blood pressure curve, is crucial for obtaining accurate BP and ensuring patient safety. Before each use, you need to inspect. Some ambulance will be having, digital sphygmomanometers. Some will be having manual, which will be having mercury. So you need to check whether the bulb of BP apparatus is working properly, the tube is having any, visual damage, or is there any breakdown of apparatus. Some people, what happens, they'll be nicely escaping. Nicely they'll fold and keep the BP apparatus as there is no damage. They will not tell. Yes, in their shift there might be, they might mishandle that, or during checking of BP that fell down. They will not tell it to you. Nicely they will wrap it properly and they'll keep it to you. When you are actually using on patient, you will understand that there is a breakdown of machine, or machine is not working. So suddenly you are affecting patient care also. And second one is you are taking unnecessary headache, right? People will be asking you why, how it fell down from your hands. So to avoid all these things, you need to check. You need to take that accountability of your inventory. Got it? And also ensure that the tubing, bulb, and manometer are in good condition. This is about your stethoscope and sphygmomanometer. And then coming to next equipment, pulse oximeter. Handling a pulse oximeter safely is very important to ensure accurate readings and maintain hygiene standards. Before each use, same thing, you need to visually inspect whether the digital screen is working properly, is there any visual damage or defects, or the screen, the batteries of the pulse oxy are working. If the batteries are not working, also you take the responsibility of changing the battery as well. You need to also ensure that the device is kept in clean place to prevent the spread of infection. Here I just want to make sure, or I just want to tell you all one thing. For each and every equipment, you need to have a dedicated space. If the BP apparatus is kept on, if there is a dedicated place assigned for BP apparatus, after each use you need to replace that article or device there only. It should not, sometimes it should not be there on patient attender's bed, sometimes it should not be there on patient's couch. No, wherever you want to keep, it is not possible. Okay, if there is a dedicated place assigned for any medication trays or biomedical waste management or for any defibrillator, after each and every use you need to replace that. Is that happening in our ambulances? Is that happening? Because because when I audited, all the equipments are few ambulances I can see all the equipments are scattered just like that. There is no proper dedicated space. Why I'm telling you this is your workstation is in your control, right? When you are on duty, complete ambulance is in your control. It is up to you how you are maintaining that, right? Yes or no? So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
accountability and monitoring is very important. You should not not maintaining properly. If I maintain properly, who is going to take a check? Sometimes today I might miss. Okay, I might not take care of. I might not be taking care of all my devices properly. But some other day you are answerable. You please don't end yourself in such critical situations. Whenever you are there on duty, you should work with 100% ownership. That is very important. That will equally plays an important that will also counts on your ownership qualities, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
That is why
Yes, ma'am.
accountability of maintaining all your equipments properly. Also, as I mentioned, for pulse oximeter, replacing of batteries is also important whenever there is a need. If pulse oxy is not working properly, if there is any indication that battery got drained off, it is equally important to replace the battery. To replace immediately, you should have a battery stock as well, right? If you're not having 4-5 battery stock in your ambulances, please raise a requirement, whatever it is needed, to keep that in your stock. Again, that is company's property. Your ambulance, if in your home some wall clock is not working, do not take these batteries to your home for replacing the batteries. That is only for ambulance purpose. For any stock, without any informing, you should not take any single syringe out of ambulance. This is very important. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Coming to defibrillator, here comes our costly equipment. Recently, there is a scenario saying that one of our defibrillator got mishandled, and that equipment got breakdown, which is costing a huge amount to the company. Right, so this should not happen. If sometimes if I am transporting defibrillator from my place to Bangalore, it is my responsibility. I should pack the defibrillator properly. I should transport it properly, right? Once you receive, it is your responsibility that you need to take care of that equipment properly. It is just company's property. That doesn't mean that you can use that equipment however way you want. That is not accepted, or that is not entertained in our organization. It is very clear, if one equipment is transferred from my hand, it is my responsibility. If you are receiving that, it is your responsibility to maintain it properly. If there is any malfunctioning, or if there is any visual breakdown, you should immediately escalate. Otherwise, unnecessarily, it will fall on our heads. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell is, anything is in your ambulance, that is equally your responsibility to take care of that material properly. Okay. Otherwise, you are answerable. Sometimes if company is asking you to replace because it got missed in your hands, with no choice we need to replace it. Yes or no? Yes, then again,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
it is 50,000. They're asking me to pay 50,000. My salary is not this, that. No one are there to hear you. If you're doing your duty properly, you will not land up in such situations. That is why I'm stressing it again and again. Proper handover is very important. Inventory checklist is not a tick list. You need to go verify physically, and then only you need to countersign. If you're signing on that inventory checklist saying that everything is 100%, it is no doubt that you acknowledge it, saying that all the equipments in ambulance are working, everything is in place, then no doubt your signature is the proof that you have handed over, or you took all the equipments properly. Got it? Coming to defibrillator, you always need to know that wherever, for example, there is a dedicated place for defibrillator. If there is any use, you will remove from that dedicated place. Okay. Handling of defibrillator, how to hold. Okay, some people might be holding the defibrillator with paddles, which is not correct way, right? How to take that equipment is important. Always that should be charged. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Defibrillator should always connect.
Yes, ma'am.
It should always be charged. If you identify if it is unplugged for some other reason, some staff I see that to connect their mobile charges, they will be removing this defibrillator, charging. That should not. That is proper, way of negligence. That is not entertained here. Okay. If you see such cases, you need to escalate to your clinical supervisors immediately. So, what is the importance of continuous charging? If there is no charging when I'm using on patient side, if it is not working, responsible. That is my first thing talking about. If you are handling and maintaining your equipment properly, you are promoting safety, right? So always you should have a clarity that how you need to maintain your equipment. And remember, timely and correct usage of an AED can significantly increase the chances of survival during sudden cardiac arrest of patients. Always follow the specific instructions provided by the AED. Also, if you are a fresher, or if you don't have any experience to handle the equipment, do not worry. You are having training sessions, right? BLS trainings, ACLS trainings are conducted by Navin sir, right? In that, he is demonstrating you how to use defibrillator as well. If you don't know, you please raise your hands and ask that you don't know this, you don't know how to use this defibrillator. But do not make a try, because we are treating patients. We are not working on systems, right? If something is not completed, if some task is not completed, we cannot take that easily, right? Because as we are emergency technicians, or we are working with patients, we are working with emergency response team. That means each and every minute of patient is valuable. So you all need to be very competent enough of delivering the care properly to the patient. After use, replace electrode pads, batteries, or any other components what you have used. If there is any gel on the paddles, you are responsible to clean that and disinfect that equipments also. You should not say that using of equipments is only my responsibility. The cleaning is not my responsibility. It is housekeeping's responsibility. No. You know that if you're transferring usually this happens in hospitals. For example, this is one example to make you all understand. I'm telling, in hospitals what happened, from one department to other department, they'll be shifting these equipments, right? Bedside ultrasound, usually ECG machines will be shifting from one department to other department. They will not give these equipments to housekeeping staff. You all know that only a professional nurse or technician themselves, they will handle this equipment, because they knows how to transport, because they knows how to take handover. That is the importance, because all these equipments costs a lot. If something got breakdown or mishandled, who will be responsible? That is why always cleaning is also in our hands. If equipments need to be clean, tell me very frankly that how many of you are cleaning all your equipments, whatever there in your ambulance? Tell me. None of you. You're not cleaning your equipments. BP cuff, you're not.
नहीं मैम डेली करते हैं हम तो.
Daily you're cleaning?
Yes.
Oh my god, this is a big lie.
Ma'am, after getting card, daily basis पे clean करते हैं, then we can clean it.
What is that, Imran?
Ma'am, once the clinical supervisor checked and asked us why you are not cleaning equipment, then we will clean.
See, correct answer. Shijo, this is the same Imran. Morning I have asked you to conduct.
No. That is Asif.
That is Asif. Asif is there in this session?
Yes, ma'am.
Asif, where is Asif? Can you please turn on your camera? So guys, I just wanted to tell, this is Asif who scored 100% marks in all the assessments. See, all of you can give thumbs up to him or clap. You all can congratulate him. You didn't see, everything is genuinely mentioned or written, right, Asif?
Yes, ma'am.
That means completely, that assessment part is also going on. We are just seeing how many are, actually doing their 100% efforts. Yes, Arjun? You're raising your hand? Oh, instead of clapping, he might raised his hand. So good. And where I am, someone told very genuine answer. If your supervisor is asking you to clean the equipment and disinfect, then you are doing. That should not happen. As an employee, it is my responsibility to take care of my equipments and my ambulance. Right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
That accountability everyone.
कैसे क्लीन कर रहे हैं लोग?
What, Shija?
ये भी पूछना इक्विपमेंट्स कौन सा सोल्यूशन से क्लीन कर रहे हैं?
That is a different session. I'll take care of. Like what BP cuff need to be cleaned with bacilloid spray, and what else need to be cleaned with alcohol swabs. What solution is needed? All this comes with second session. That cleaning also telling.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
That will be good because
गॉस पीस से कर रहे हैं तो ये थोड़ा क्लैरिटी देना था सबसे.
oh my god, that should not happen. Gauze piece with hand rub solution.
हाँ, कुछ लोग गॉस पीस से कर रहे हैं.
Okay, so for equipment cleanings, we have different types of solutions, because I am first to teach you all. I know, like for defibrillator, what type of solution we will be using. For cuffs, what type of BP cuff also need to be cleaned. You all know that? How many of you know that BP cuff need to be cleaned from one patient to other patient?
Yes, ma'am.
Then people will be thinking, ma'am, what should I do? Should I take some surf water and dip in that and clean with rinse soap? No, right? Each and every medical equipment will having a different types of solution. I'll be, once having a clarity what solutions we all have, what equipments we have in our ambulance, and then I'll come with presentation. Accordingly, you'll be cleaning, okay? Disinfecting. It is not your mistake also. As per your statement, you don't know how to clean that. if you know might be as a part of your routine day, you will be cleaning that, right? Yes or no?
In hospitals, as per policy NIBH, we are cleaning with equipment with the bacillodal spray. So, and that oxygen humidifier and all the things will be, and floor cleaning also clean with the 1% hypochlorite
Very good.
solution. So that is the protocol.
So if I
Normally,
tell about all these solutions, we should have a MSDS sheet as well, Shijo. That is what
Yes.
from few days I'm working on, material safety data sheet. If we are storing R2 solutions and, bacilloid spray and different types of solutions, we should have a checklist and special storage place also, because fuel will be flammable and non-flammable and color coding to be given. That is why I'm not taking that topic now. That is altogether a different policy, right, Shija?
Okay. On 14, there is no NIBH audit in FMRA. So if we have a bacillodal spray and sterilium, so that which comes under our specific MSDS data.
Yeah, that I have already drafted. I'll connect you in person to show that, because it is NIBH happening in your place, right? So after this grand roads, I'll be connecting with you what type of work I'm doing. That if possible, after approval, I'll share that with you as well, Shija.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, so good. That equipment cleaning also, I'll be coming up with proper presentation, and then you all can clean your equipments properly. But before that, having countdown in your on your inventory is very important. So many times it is not only you. If you go to hospitals, also many nurses will only tick 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 and go, which is not correct. But I myself saw many landing up in many proper scenes like ET tube you need to replace, or some central line is missing, staff salary got deducted. All these things will happen on ground level. So you all should be very careful. From now onwards, everything will be streamlined properly. See, for your assessments, I think many of your supervisors are back of you to complete the assessment. Already those who are not completed, HR also got onboarded, right? So all these things to streamline this process, it will be happening. So before landing up in such critical situations, you need to know what to do with your routine. When you start your day, you should start with proper inventory checking. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
I thought of conducting 2 topics now, but already now the time is 4:50.